Hi everyone. Today we are solving this particular question, that is kth largest element in an array. So this is a pretty standard question. First time if you are solving it, so it might look overwhelming to you. But let's try to solve in such a way so you will always be able to think about it in tuition for the next time. So the question is saying, given an integer array nums and an integer k, and we need to return the kth largest element inside the array. Okay, and there is one note point as well. So the note is that the kth largest element in the sorted order, not the kth distinct element. There is also one follow-up, that can you solve it without sorting? So firstly, we need to reach at least this follow-up. So let's try to solve it with the sorting at least. So let's try to solve it. So let me just take one test case. Uh, so this is like we have, I think, there is some glitch. Okay, so let me just see. ARR is so ARR is 3, 2, 1, and then it is 5, 6, and 4, and then we have a k equal to 2. So we need to return the second largest element inside this array. So particularly to get that element, let's try to sort it first. Okay, so after sorting, this will look something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, inside this, if I talk about the second largest element, so you might not be surprised to tell that this is the first largest and this is the second largest. So after the sorting, we can directly return. If I would talk about the hard coded, so for this particular test case, so you might return the ARR of n minus 2. But what about the kth one in the generalized way? So for that, we can do a one thing, that we can run the loop from the k itself and take one iterator that will iterate from not exactly the zero, but from n minus 1. So in that way, if there is n minus 1, and if I'll run one loop from while k minus 1 is greater than 0, okay, and if this one is like I plus plus, if it is go something like this, so sorry, it will be like I minus minus, because it will move something like this. So where is my user? And it should go I minus minus. And after this, k, okay, so k is already being decreased in the value itself. So this should be the loop that we can run to get this value. But before this, we will also have to like sort this array by arrays dot sort and nums. Okay, so in this way, you can get iterating by initializing I equal to n minus 1, and wherever it is k minus 1 greater than 0. So let's try to dry run this first. So we have the sorted T4 and 5 array here, and we will try to iterate from this side only. And we have a k equal to 2. I am just hoping that we are running this loop firstly. So my iterator is right now at this point, and k is equal to 2. So firstly, it will decrease to here, and k will also decrease to 1. Why k minus minus? Okay, and then again, we'll check the condition. So it is still greater than 0. So I will go here, the first point of check, that this is not a number. So we will take care of that also. And then again, it will go down and eventually goes to 0. So our condition is false here. So we will exit this loop. And now after this, if it is inside some block or the function, so we need to return something here. If I have made it of the type int or maybe anything except the word one. So we need to return something. So I am absolutely trying to return the index of this array, but which one? If I just return ARR 5, hoping that it will always be at the index after exiting from the loop. So I will always be wrong because it make us left only 3, but my answer is 4. So I will always have to plus 1. And this loop will run absolutely same without any difficulty, and you can directly run it into the ID itself. And if I talk about its time complexity, so it will be like the sorting itself take n log n. Okay, so it will be n log n plus. It is also iterating over k, so it will be this much time complexity for this particular. Although, but sometime interviewers ask you to just come up with any n log n log k or something like that. So let's try to think it in a different way. So we still have the array 3, 2, 5, 1, and 4. Okay, so let's suppose this is our array here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and so k is equal to 2. So again, I need to get the kth largest element. So I am just giving you the pattern identifying thing that whenever you are getting something kth largest, kth smallest, and something like that. So always try to think about the priority queue, because priority queue has a capability of two things. Firstly, the max heap. The second is min heap. Most of the time, interviewers also ask you one thing that by default, if I write the priority queue or declared a priority queue, something like this of the type like integer, and it is PQ and new priority queue or something like that. I just declare in a very rough way. So they will always ask you, so by default, what is the nature of the priority queue? So you should know about it. So by default, the nature of priority queue is min heap. So what does it mean for this particular word? So min heap is something like if I put 1, 2, 3, and 4. So whenever I will just pq dot peak, ultimately if I just peek in this queue, so I will always be able to see the first largest or minimum or the smallest element. So this is the one over here. What if one is not here? So I will be only able to see the two. And what if two is not here? So will be three. And if three is not here, then it will be four. So to make this the max heap, we need to do a sorting on the basis like A by B, and you can do a sort over increasing or decreasing sort or something like that. Totally basis on the question to question. There is no generalized format for this. So now let's deep dive into our question. So how we can use this priority queue over here. So we have our ARR 3, 2, 5, 1, and 4. And I am not interested in sorting. Ultimately, priority queue is also internally sorted, internally do a sorting by itself by the beauty of Java, as you can say. So if I declare one priority queue here, okay, so this is my priority queue. And if I'll start iterating over there, let me just change my pen. So suppose if I just start iterating over there, okay, so what I will do, I just need the second largest element. So inside the PQ, if I will always check for the size of the PQ, okay. So I will come and add my ARR of I, okay, and I will check if there is the size of PQ is greater than K. At that time, I would like to remove from the PQ. Okay, so this thing I'm gonna do, and let's see what will actually happen. So it is 3. So and then at this step PQ we added the I, and after this step we are at this step. So we need to check the size of PQ. So it is exactly 1. So there is no falsy. So we can go on to the next uh, value and we can add it. Still PQ dot size is comparable. As I move forward and put the 5. And here I will see the size is absolutely equal to 3. So here we need to change, we need to remove the element. And I didn't do any modifications with this, so it will absolutely be the minimum one, the min heap. So it will directly remove the minimum element from there. Okay, so now we will move forward and put one there. Again, the size is absolutely greater, so it will remove one. Again, we will go here and put 4, and still the size is 3. So we need to remove the one element. So we will remove 3. And after this, let me just remove some of the part. So after this element, like after this code, we also need to return something. So I will just return pq.p. As I already told you in the beginning that if we peak, so we will get the smallest element. So this that will be 4, and 4 is our answer. Okay, so this is for this the logic. Let's talk about its time complexity. So priority queue itself do a sorting. So it takes uh, log k because it is sorting the k element only. So size of k. Okay, and it is iterating over n. So time complexity will be n log k, which is minimal to the previous one. So now let's deep dive into the code. But I already have written the code over here. You just have to run these line of code and then return this one, and you will be able to. But if you are still not able to do this, so let's see how you can do it in a IDE itself. So exactly this is the code. I just tried everything that we wrote there. So we can do this one. Okay, so let's try to submit it. So yeah, we are able to pass all the test cases. Thank you for this. Let's move. Let's see in the next one.